A warm welcome to everyone, and as always, I am your host for the day. So it's a pleasure to have you with me, Ms. Sridevi K. Sharmirajan, the author of the book 200 Zen Stories, Cultivating Positivity and Inner Peace. Thanks for joining us today, ma'am. To begin with, I want to extend our heartfelt congratulations to you that you have written such a wonderful book, which doesn't only cultivate the children. This book is also for older generation also. So this is a memory that we can resonate those ideas that we used to think when we were child. So I think it's a great book for all generations. And I, along with my entire team of Exceller Books, want to congratulate you that you have selected us as your publisher, and we are really very grateful to work on this project. So, before starting into the interview part, I would really like to introduce you to our audience, and then I want to say a few words about your recently published book. Sridevi, she's popularly known as Sridevi K. Sharmirajan, is a talented Indian professional who holds a degree in BE, ECE, MBA. She is a diverse artist from Bharatanatyam to yoga teaching, authoring, podcasting, and many more. Her book, Positive Infinity, won multiple awards. Sridevi is a beacon of positivity and inspiration and spreading her message through various creative works that she has been doing. Her recently published book through Exceller Books, 200 Zen Stories Cultivating Positivity and Inner Peace, is a transformative journey into the world of timeless Zen wisdom. These stories empower readers, especially children, with their life skill, mindfulness, and compassion. And this book, as I have told earlier, is not only for the younger generation, but this book equally cultivates to the broader mind of the older generation as well. So before starting or getting into the question part, I also just want to ask you another very thoughtful question. I think that you are the recipient of International Excellence Award for your book Positive Infinity. So please tell our audience that how does the award that you have received for your talent for your literary work have given you more contribution to your literary works?
That was
Yeah.
my first book, Positive Infinity. And it is a collection of 21 poems about how to be positive from morning till evening. And I was very happy because my debut book got 3 awards for that. And I'm really happy.
Yeah, that's great actually. And also another offbeat question that's not related to your book. I really wanted to ask you that you are a software professional on one hand, and you are a writer on the other hand. So these both professions are very far apart from one another. They are very different from one another, and they're not linked. So how do you balance being a software professional on one day and being a writer on the same day? So how do
No,
you balance these both
actually,
the
I
roles?
am not a I was a software professional. Currently, I'm not a
Okay,
software
okay.
professional. I'm a yoga professional right now.
Oh,
So,
great.
yeah. So, right now, I am a certified yoga teacher. So, I mean, I have a plan in the future to start a yoga company on my own.
So now let's come into your recently published book, 200 Zen Stories, Cultivating Positivity and Inner Peace. So the first question that I want to throw to you is that what inspired you to write and cater into the Zen story portion? Like what inspired you to write 200 Zen stories?
Okay. First of all, I didn't write 200 Zen stories. I wrote 208 Zen stories
Wow.
because, as I mentioned earlier, I started working on my book Stressful Life versus Abundant Life Yoga in a Samurai Way. I have been researching 8 Zen stories. I have mentioned 8 Zen stories in that book. So while I started searching, I did so many research and I keep on noting everything. So Zen stories are simple but powerful. So I noted while preparing those books. So when I look at the stories, I came to know like I have prepared 200 stories. So why not I can publish it as a book? So that's why that 200 Zen stories came into existence. Then I categorized into 12 categories, and then I have illustrated in the book to understand more, connect with the story, and that's how Zen story started. Initially, I
Wow.
planned to write Zen stories for young children. But while reading more and more on Zen stories, being an adult, Zen stories really helped me. So why not? It's for both young and old readers. So
Absolutely. So in life, there are certain, very basic moral values that we often forget because we are so busy with our life and daily routine that we often just miss out those very little but yet very important aspect of life. So I think that particular zone Zen story can help every one of us, not only the younger generation but also older generation as well. Okay, so can you please share us some of the key life skills that your book, Zen Story, 200 Zen Stories, can give us, everyone, can make us knowledgeable about life?
yeah,
Any life
exactly.
skills?
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, I have categorized into 12 sections. So each section is very important for young and old generations in this present scenario. So I'll explain each and everything. So it is like knowing oneself is a source of strength and resilience. So one should know about oneself, the strength and weakness. So that is the first category. And second category is we should learn so many things through experience, and because we need to uh, like everyday learning leads to our achievement on long time benefit. And self reflection, the third category is about self reflection. So self reflection, it is very important because it empowers individuals to understand and achieve more and more on their goals. And next, while achieving the goal, we should be more patient. We need to be like a butterfly, we should be more patient on our own journey. And while achieving our journey, we need to be in inner calm, and we need to be very peaceful so that we can achieve our goal. And we should not forget to spread love and kindness also. And while doing achieving our goals, don't forget to smile, and always be curious for more knowledge. And be brave and bold in the without any fear. And always don't forget to be grateful for any situation, and always live in the present moment. So these are the lessons I learned from that stories. And I think everybody will learn from that story.
Absolutely, I also think the same that you have said. So your book further emphasizes the importance of meaningfulness and emotional intelligence. So, can you please give us some example from your story that it portrays the concept of mindfulness and emotional intelligence?
So personally, I believe that as I mentioned earlier, live in the present moment. So when we are not worrying about the past and the future, when we live in the present, we won't have any stress. So we will have a less stress, and we will have when we are mindful in any situation. In that case, we will be peace with any. I mean, we will be in peace with any situation. Like we can take decision when we are in calm state. So that is the important lesson in mindfulness. And even emotional intelligence, we can manage our own emotions and we can handle others emotions also. And even when we are in calm state, we can able to communicate our own what to say, like we can able to manage clearly represent our own ideas and thoughts. So that is the main important thing. Then we can, when we are in a calm state, we can focus on our own productivity. That is also very important for the present generation, because when we are tired, we can't concentrate on our work. So there are so many stories, like I have mentioned meditation, then gratitude, uh, then there are activities like there are so many activities I have mentioned in that. And one more thing is like everybody forgot to take self care. So mindfulness and self care is very important in a present situation. And because when we are in present, when we give time to ourselves, then we will understand what is our strength and weakness, so that we can reflect ourselves, and then we can achieve our own goal. And one more thing is when we are in a mindful state, we can adapt to any situation. There are so many stories there, if which tells about the adaptability. And there are so many and one more thing is uh, we can adapt in any situations. And the main thing, in those stories I have mentioned about the butterfly and bamboo's flexibility. And there are so many
Exactly.
lessons, like we should not compare ourselves with others. And there are so many, it's 200 stories. Everything will be very interesting. And there is a moral for each stories. And these are the lessons, mindful practice. These are the things I would like to say about that.
You have written 200 Zen story for this book. So, are there any your favorites? Some few one or two stories that you can share with our audience?
Okay, I wrote two stories which are personal favorite to me. That is, one story is Book of Reflection. So Book of Reflection, many people follow gratitude prayers, everything. But that story helped me to understand that situation more better. So one Zen master, so one student is in problem, so Zen master gave him a book of reflection, and he asked him to pour his thoughts in that book. So his heart becomes very light, and he tried to, reflect himself more better. He understand him more better. So because of that, he didn't he not only understand his own self, he reflect on others also. He became calm and serene, and because of that. And that's the thing, whenever we feel grateful to anything, we should write more and more about that in a journal, so that we will be like more thankful to others. And usually the art of visualization, they ask to write in a journal. So this book of reflection story helped me to understand about that more better.
Okay,
And
great. So,
the
yeah.
second story is playful Zen monkeys. So the monkeys, they are always playful. And one Zen student, he sees the three monkeys who does meditation in a calm way. Then he asks them, why are you I'm so happy, like how you can able to meditate so calmly and then playful in the environment like that, he'll ask. So that time the monkeys will tell like we should not forget the playful nature as well as the mindful nature within us. When we are serious, we should be serious. When we are playful, we should be playful. So those two stories, I really liked it a lot.
Great. So, as we are talking about Zen stories, so can you please tell our audience that what is Zen story and how does it come to the picture, and what is the root of Zen story and who is this Zen master? So, can you please elaborate this to our audience?
Okay, Zen stories are not written by any individuals. It is written by so many authors under various generations. I just compile and give the story in a book form. So there is no particular author or Zen master for that particular story. It was like they wrote those stories for the generations to understand in a more easy way, simpler way.
And who is a Zen master? How can someone become a Zen master?
Zen master, Zen master, anybody can become. They should be mindful in their own journey. And once they understand themselves, they can be their own Zen masters.
Okay.
Because, yeah, you need to know yourself more better. Then we can be a Zen master. We reflect ourselves and we whatever is there inside, that will be reflected outside. So when we work on ourselves, we become our own Zen master.
Zen masters.
Yeah,
Great.
exactly. Anybody.
Exactly. It's very true. There is we can only make ourselves understand if we are in a crisis. Our family, our friends, they will be always there to support us. But ultimately, this that will the final call will be ours. That what should we do? Should we go to left or right or go straight? The decision is ultimately taken by us. So you're absolutely right in this case. So we are almost at the end of our interview. So this is a wrap-up question. In what ways do you imagine that a parent, a caregiver, or an educator can use your book Zen Story to educate their children?
Okay. When I was a child, my grandparents used to read or narrate a bedtime story. So 200
Mhm.
stories are there. Feel free to read one stories to each day.
Yeah.
And we can, like a book of reflection, I have told earlier, you can read each stories and you can reflect in a book. You can write a journal about the
Mhm.
lessons learned from the story. Then the children can play role play. They can do a role play because it's hardly two characters, two or three characters
Yeah.
will be there in the story. So they can do a role play to understand more better about that. And maybe parents children's meeting where they can discuss each stories, where they can discuss each stories like a group discussion, and they can share insights. And art journal, they can improve like each stories are mentioned. I mean, I wrote it with help of nature, so they can draw something in the, I mean, by understanding the stories they can illustrate the story, and that I can tell. And can like for example, while we are studying literature or something like that, you can give the examples of Zen stories in the middle. So Zen stories are very, easy and simple to understand. So, and it is there for every activities. So we can even parents and children, they can even host a workshop, and
Yeah, yeah, right.
yeah, it's Zen stories, and they can have a Zen themed workshop where they can
Yeah.
discuss. They can, I have mentioned like 12 sections. So each section they can understand, like one day they can understand the live in the present moment, or they can practice gratitude, and they can practice, like they can understand what is the self reflection, and they can try each sections on their own. So these are the things I would like to say about that.
Yes, and also I would like to add one thing. So there are, I think, after the fifth grade, there is a period called value education period. So I think your book is absolute fit for that particular period, value education period. But because each of this story has a value at the end of it, there is a moral. So I think the schools can also use this book in a very positive way.
I just wanted each and every person should get benefited from the
Mhm.
story, and even young adults, they should reflect on their own journey, and old persons, they should they know everything, but they forget to introspect everything. So read the story, and don't forget to introspect yourselves. Then you can become your own Zen master.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So we are almost at the end of the interview, and we have almost covered all the perspective or all the sides of this book. So, do you have any further information that you would like to give us regarding your book?
Sorry, your voice is fluctuating. Can you tell me one more
Okay,
time?
yes, absolutely. Uh, so I asked that can you please? We have almost complete, like we have covered all the perspective from this book, all the sides of the book. So can you please tell us, like, can you do you want to tell us more of the book if we have missed something in this interview? You can tell us something.
The thing is, as I have mentioned earlier, it is not only 200 stories; it's 208
Mhm.
stories. So if you want to know the, I mean, 8 stories, you can always read my another book also, because Zen stories, please learn one story and practice the same story, and try to understand and reflect yourself. So that is the best way. I think we have covered everything. Um, and thank you so much for giving me the Female Writer Award for this story. And I'm very truly
Yeah.
grateful. And
Yes.
I,
Yes. Absolutely. You
yeah,
deserve it because
yeah,
this is a brilliant story, and we haven't come across a book related to Zen stories like this before. So that's why we selected it as for our international expense award as well.
yeah, I'm very truly grateful to Exceller Books, because it is a long script. I know it is very hard to edit, but still
Mhm.
they accepted the story, and they gave a beautiful format and beautiful cover, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm really grateful to all the Zen masters who preserved the story. I'm just a medium. I just conveyed my story. The story in my own way. Uh, it is just that it should be very simple and easy to follow. For my book contains, like, it should be for the present generations, how they can live life in a spiritual, harmonious way. I think everybody will enjoy it, and everybody will be benefited from that book.
Thank you so much for giving us your time. We are glad to be associated with your book, 200 Zen Stories. cultivating positivity and inner peace. We really hope that your book invites reader to a transformative journey and that nurture positivity and peace and understanding. So we really hope you love for your book and we really wish you all the best for your future publications. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Much. I had a great time talking with you. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.